Give him hell.
What is up, squad? It's your boy Jesimein, and welcome back to another Anthem video. Today we're going to be covering the electric version of the Interceptor. It's going to be chaining your skills and based off of one of your main weapons, which is really cool. I know electricity is owned by the Storm. I know that's their trademark, but this is our attempt at it. If you love electricity and you love being able to fly around the map at high speeds, which is what you're supposed to do as an Interceptor, this is going to be a build for you. Now, I'm going to start putting this disclaimer within all my videos because people are always getting on this. Every single footage that you ever see in my build video will always be captured in GM1, and I did it for a specific reason. I do not make GM3 builds because as of right now, I don't see any build in the game currently at the power levels that we have that are worth putting a build out for people to be comfortable in GM3. So my GM1 videos can like kind of leak over into GM2. You'll have a harder experience, but they are always formulated on GM1 because it is the smartest way to farm right now. So I'm just putting that disclaimer out there right there. Before you even say anything, this will be on GM1, or the footage you saw is on GM1. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm gonna start with my components because people have been telling me that's where I need to start off instead of going through my weapons and stuff, so it makes sense. So we're gonna go into the components. I'm running conductive lattice, and what this does is increases electricity damage, electricity resistance, and gear cooldown speed, which the gear cooldown speed is one of my favorite parts because that's what makes the Interceptor feel amazing because you feel faster when you get those cooldowns. The bonus is performing a small melee hit streak, detonates an electric explosion. Now this is really good with this build, obviously because it's based around electricity. You can see right here you get the electricity damage, so anything that has to do with electric is going to get a buff. What's cool about that is your melee is a detonator, and you're going to be able to detonate them with electricity damage and kind of stack up on that if you want to use that. With this build, I don't really use my melee that much because I'm kind of like in a cycle with my skills, but if you want to, you can definitely do it, especially if you find a shield person on the floor. So just putting that out there. My next one is Elusive Talisman. The reason I run this mainly is because of increased weapon damage by 25%, but of course having the unlimited ammo is also a really good benefit. So dashing 3 times refills the equipped weapon magazine. Going out to marks and rifle ammo, the reason I'm running this because it is based, my only weapon I'm pretty much going to be using is based around being a marks and rifle, so obviously just a little bit base damage on it so that it doesn't like hit like a squish ball like most of the weapons in the game. And you can see I got pretty good rolls on it with 10% and 20% damage on my caps lock, which is one of my skills. Double edge inscription just to increase 35% base damage. Now this is give or take. If you feel comfortable with your Interceptor and you can dodge and get in and out of situations and you play smarter, you can take the more damage. But obviously in GM3 this will be horrendous, and I know people are always commenting that, saying, well, don't run that in GM3, you're gonna melt it anyways in GM3. So just putting that out there, especially as an Interceptor. Vengeance Matrix, one of my favorites, increased damage dealt by 50%. Man, that's a 50% free buff, man. One of the best components, and you decrease damage taken, so amazing. And on low health, all damage increased by 25% for 5 seconds. So when you are in those low health situations, which you will be a lot, being that you're an Interceptor, you get that damage buff. And also another conductivity augment, which is really good because it's basically the better version of comboing these two. So you can have 2 of the same thing. Literally, they do almost the same thing. So increase electricity damage, electricity resistance, and gear cooldown speed by 20% of base value. Now, I don't know if it's a legendary that you can run 2 of them, but I was just lucky to be able to have that, so I have double up. So you can see that's why I run that. Now, obviously these are all electricity based. This is all built around the electricity for me. It's just going to straight damage and then getting the straight buff, so that's why I ran it this way. If you guys have any replacements, maybe if you're not so worried about using the weapon, you can kind of replace Elusive Talisman with something, or depending on you know what I'm saying, or the marks and rifle ammo if it doesn't give a big enough buff. Now, going into the assault system, I'm going to be using Ranieri's Charge. Don't worry, you can use any of these. It does not matter. The only difference is this one's just a little bit stronger. You can see I have 45% gear damage on this, so it's pretty strong. And it's one of the coolest skills in the game because you can be super far away, press it, and run real quick. And what I love about this is defeating an enemy recharges Spark Dash can occur once every 5 seconds. So what's cool is every time you pop it, if you can kill an enemy, you can chain it, and every 5 seconds it can do that. And what's cool is that if you time it right, you can kind of have an infinite loop of it if you're focusing the right enemies. Going into the strike system, I'm going to be using Karif's talent, and the reason I'm using this is because one, it's electricity, so I just want to get a little buff since I'm running electricity all on my gear. And it's upgrading Sparkling Spear, explosive melee attack, instantly restore 35% health after defeating an enemy. Now, the combo is, it kind of contradicts itself and kind of not, depending on situation. So if you are at good health, you don't want to finish with this. You don't want to waste that. You rather use the Rhaenyra's charge and get the charge back. But if you are at low health and you find yourself in a situation where, like, damn, I'm going to get bodied if I don't get out of here, you can finish off enemies with this and get 35% of your health back, which is a big chunk. So 3 of these and you're at full health, or probably even 2 of them depending on where you're at with your health. So just putting that out there. And I have 4% damage and 15% gear damage on it, so pretty much 19% damage when I use this, so that's why it hits pretty hard. Going down into the weapons now, this is obviously all preference. I just use this just to put a little bit of spice on the build so it looks cooler. And obviously if I don't want to get in, if I want to take off a shield from a distance, I use the Thunderbolt of Yavinia. And what this is upgraded Scout. It has a 33% chance to deal large electric damage. Now that large electric damage is also super buffed by the 2 components I have, which does a crazy amount of damage for a lightning bolt. And it almost feels like having the Storm's lightning strike ability every few seconds. It's not as strong, but you can have like 5 or 6 chain. You just rip off any shield you go about shooting at. So that's just why I'm running this. You can definitely run whatever you want. I have Siege Breaker as my secondary if I want to freeze, like let's say it's a shielded enemy and I'm trying to freeze I don't know, aggro from turrets or something. I can pretty much pull this out, and being that I have Elusive Talisman, I can pretty much freeze whatever I want. So this is why I just keep this as a backup weapon. Now, but everybody don't sleep on Thunderbolt of Yavinia, bro. This thing slaps off shields. Yes, it may not be the craziest as far as damage when it comes to their health, but if you have an enemy that has shields, which is what this build is made about, this will rip it off from a distance. And sometimes I chain like 4 or 5 lightning bolts back to back to back, and the damage is crazy, especially for a regular weapon. Support system, target beacon always. This is going to be a given. Rally cry, people always say, you know, there's different things. Nah, target beacon always. Interceptors, target beacon, target beacon, target beacon. Okay, so that's pretty much it, you guys. If I missed anything, no, I don't think. I'm going to my appearance so you guys can see. Let's go to paint right here. So I'm rocking for the people who wanted, you know, to get the little fashion aspect of it, you know, kind of give me a little electricity theme, you know, little pulses of color right there. The torso I'm using is going to be Legion of Dawn, and I'm pretty much, everybody knows the rest, which is going to be the strikes, pretty much the rest of the strike wear. So, and my wear state is going to be new. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Let me know what you guys think below. Do you guys dig this build? It is something fun to use. I do try to make fun builds. I'm not trying to make something that's going to be super bland. Unfortunately, my last build video may be a little bland because it's just a little too strong, but this is definitely more in tune with the Interceptor's like persona. You're going to be getting those melees, getting in and out, flying around the map at high speeds, and doing a lot of cool stuff. So it's been real. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me know what y'all think below. Is this a build you're going to use? Is this build that you've been thinking about? Is this a really good shield breaker? Like, do you have a better shield breaker build than this? Let me know in the comments, and drop a like if you enjoy it, man. I'm trying to pump out these build videos for you guys to give you guys some insight. If you know, just in case you wanted to test something and didn't want to put all into it, here it is. So I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Subscribe if you are new. Let's get to 50K. It's been real. Your boy is out.